cross stitch channel, Stitching with Sandy. Welcome. Today is August 3rd, 2025, and it's Sunday. It's Flosstube number 68. So, since I saw you last time, I've had a few finishes. I have lots of whips, and I'm excited to see you. It'll be tomorrow. Would have made 2 weeks since I came to you last. So at the end of the video, I am going to share a little video tutorial on how to order your frame at Art2Frame. So somebody had asked if I would explain with the video on what things to click on when you get there so that you can find everything that you would like for your choice of framing. So I did go through a little video, and in addition to that, I'm going to link Helen D's video below. I'm going to put part 1 and part 2. She did tutorials on framing, everything about it from choosing a frame, what to know when you pick one up, whether you pick up an already made one at a store or you're ordering online, things to keep in mind, how to measure for it. She does all of that, so I'm not going to teach that because she's already done it and that's where I learned it from. But I did talk to a couple of friends and we were discussing how it can be a little hard to navigate the website for your first time, and so much so that I even struggled my first time and had to reach out to Helen. So I did make a little video that'll be at the very end, right after my updates since I saw you last. So let's get into it. I have 3 FFOs to share with you. The first one is Primrose Cottage May Monthly Mini. I realize I'm behind on these. I have January, February, March, April, now May finished. So I'm still behind, but I'll keep chugging along till I get them all done. I finished with the little mini pom-pom trim from Lady Dot Crates and a pink piece of fabric on the back. And there it is. So cute. All right. And then last time on my Flosstube, I shared A Whole Lot of Joy by Handson Design. And I had a sweet friend, Linda, hi Linda, help me locate the Weeks Dye Works watermelon fabric that I needed to do a little bit of joy. And I found it, or she found it. I went online, I ordered it, it came in, I stitched it up, and here it is, a little bit of joy. And so what I did was, this one is stitched in like a wreath form, where the other one was just, the top half was stitched and the bottom was fabric. So I went ahead and made it around like the other one so that they can be displayed together. And then I made my own cording left over from the floss that I used to stitch it with, which was the called for DMCs. And then I had some Christmas fabric that I just put on the back. So now I have a whole lot of joy and a little bit of joy that I can display together at Christmas time. And I really do love it. It's so cute. All right, and then my favorite finish this week is a piece I've been stitching on for about 3 years. So I have a spin every morning. I have a whip that I work on for the week. 1 hour every morning, Monday through Friday. And it comes from a wheel that I created at the beginning of this year. I put all my whips that came from last year or before into fall, spring, summer, winter wheels. And then if I had a wheel that only had, say, 4 whips, and I had a piece that wasn't a season, then I put it in there to kind of even them out. And then what I do is I spin on Sunday, and then Monday through Friday before anyone gets up in the morning, I spend an hour stitching on that piece. At the end of the week, that's 5 hours on that particular piece. And if the season doesn't have a lot of whips in there, then it could get chosen a second time before the season's up. And then when the new season comes, I switch wheels. So it's helping me get my whips that I hadn't touched worked on, and I'm finishing a lot of them. So this was one of them, and I am referring to the Meow block from Handson Design. Now I had stitched a Lizzie Kate for my daughter Marissa with dogs. I think it was the dog string, I think is what it's called. And when I stitched that one, I asked her twin sister Cassandra if she wanted the cat string, and she said, well, what other cat patterns do you have? And so I pulled this one out and I showed her, And she goes, oh, I really want that one. So I said, okay. Well, I started it, and there's a lot of stitching. I was gung-ho, got halfway through it, and then I put it away because I scrolled and found so many other things to stitch that I didn't come back to it. So it was my pull for this last week. And all I had left, I had the side panel completely finished. I just had the top panel to do. So I was able to do it. So each day, Monday, I stitched a cat and a mouse. Tuesday, I stitched a cat and a mouse. Wednesday, I stitched a cat and a mouse. Thursday, I stitched a cat and a mouse. And then Friday, I finished it by putting in, I put in this, there's a 2 rows of Smyrnas all the way around. I had to stitch a back bottom piece for it too, where you just stitch 58 stitches each direction, so that you can connect it. And then today I put it together. So one week and I was able to get it finished and off of my wheel. And then I got the pins that come with it, say meow. They're so cute. It's my first time putting one of the blocks together, and I'm really proud of myself. And my daughter simply loves it. She's so excited that she's finally gonna be able to put it in display in her room. So we're both happy. Isn't it cute? I love doing their little faces. They just make me laugh. This one I think is my favorite one on here. And then this one reminds me of my cat Tucker. And then this one reminds me of my cat Raven, except she doesn't have any white on her. And then my daughter Cassandra has an orange tabby, and this reminds me of him. And if you're watching the opener, you probably saw he just happened to be sitting, and I was able to put this down and take a picture of him with it. So that's her cat Patrick. I can't leave it out for the cats because something in these little pins that come from just another button company, they're attracted to and will try to go after them and eat them. So we don't display them without a cover on them. So I've done a cake plate before and put it in the center while it displays, just so that the cats can't get to it. And that's what she'll have to do in her room as well. All right, so I'm very excited about that. All right, so I do have some regular finishes as well. They're not FFO'd yet. One of them is from Annie B's. So Annie B's last year was a big rage. Everyone was stitching them. I started them and then just put them away. And I'm referring to the 12 Days of Christmas stockings. And so last year I wanted to start them. I did number 1 and then I didn't get back to it. I think I had waited until December to stitch. So I was stitching in the season, and December is a busy month at school for me as well as at home. So all I got done was the first one. So here's the first one, and I finally beaded it. I showed on my last Flosstube. And then last month, and then I showed on my last Flosstube, I stitched 9 days of dancing. My goal is to do a bird and then something else, and then a bird and something else. Otherwise, I'll never get them done. So 9 ladies dancing, and then this week I did 2 calling birds. Now the only thing I changed on this one that I want to share with you is that the bird here and this wing was stitched and called for is 644, and 644 and the 3865 do not have contrast. I could not see a difference. It looked like all one solid color. So I had already stitched this, so I ripped it all out, and in the called for there's a 422, which is like a soft tannish brown. I chose that one since it wasn't called for in the stocking, and I stitched this bird and this wing, and I like the contrast way better. It makes me very happy. So just be aware of that. Now I don't know if it'll be a different outcome if you didn't stitch it on black, but on the black, the 2 colors looked exactly the same. So if you don't want to rip, or you don't want to settle for something that you're not truly happy with because you're already stitching, you don't want to rip it out, listen up and change that color prior to that, so that you won't have to. And it's all beaded too. All 3 of them are beaded. I'm not going to FFO them until I'm really finished with all of them, because I want to FFO them as real stockings, because my thought was they can be little holders for candy treats, so that in the future, and I don't have them now, but in the future when I have lots of grandkids and when they come over, they can get a stocking down and get the surprises inside, and then when they leave, I'll put some more in for the next time they come. So I want them to all look the same, so I'll finish them at the end and then FFO them. Now on the next one, my next finish, this is my favorite stitch. I feel like it's my favorite stitch of all time. My friend Michelle was stitching on, or not stitching, she had just gotten her piece framed. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is that and where can I get it? And she said, well, it's out of print. And I was like, oh no. And she said, well, you can borrow my pattern. So what I'm talking about is their song by Blackboard Designs. I borrowed it, I stitched it up, and this is one of those pieces that the entire time I was stitching, I was so happy. I loved every single stitch, didn't want it to end because it was so much fun, and now I'm looking forward to framing it. I did do a video, as I said at the beginning, about the framing, and I'm sharing about picking a frame for this one. I ended up picking a different frame than what I chose in the video, but I didn't change it because I figured that was still good enough for you to understand how to navigate the website. But I can't wait till that frame comes in and I can have it fully finished and share it with you. So let's get to some giveaways. So I am not going to do a giveaway this channel time because I am backed up on giveaways. So some have still not been claimed, and then I have the ones from last video. So the one that was not claimed yet is Erin Elizabeth's Nautical Tier, and the person that had won this was Sally DM 9327. So Sally, if you could email me, I shared it last week or 2 weeks ago on my channel as you're the winner. I'm sharing it again. If I don't hear from you by my next video, I'm going to put it back in the stash. I did have to put two patterns back in my stash from 3 videos ago. So because I hunting down people or going back and logging and drawing again, that's just too much work, and I don't have the time to do it. So if you don't claim them after 2 shares on the video, then I'm just going to put them back into my stash. So Sally, I really want to get this to you, so reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. Send me your information so that I can mail it out to you. All right, and so for the giveaways from my last video, I drew them today, and the Halloween bundle from Primrose Cottage, the keyword was candy corn, and the winner is Connie Erickson 5150. Connie Erickson 5150. All right, Connie, congratulations. Go ahead and email me and I'll get this package out to you. All right, and the next one was the Thankful Tiny Town and its frill. And the keyword for this one was thankful. And the winner of these 2 charts is Owl Bee Stitching 8839. Owl Bee Stitching 8839. Congratulations. And then the last one was We Santa 2024. I saw the new one for this year. It's cute. The keyword was snowman, and the winner of this one was Ruth Ann Adams 6196. Congratulations, Ruth Ann. Ruth Ann Adams 6196. Oh, I almost read it backwards. So Ruth Ann, reach out to me so I can get it out to you. Congratulations, ladies. I love giving things away. It's nice to share in our community, and I've been blessed by so many things from other people, so I just want to give back. All right, let's get to my whips. So my whips, so before the meow block, the week before, because it's been 2 weeks, my spin on that week was Advice from a Sunflower by Annie Bees. It says, rise and shine and hold your head high. And when I came to you last, I had your head high and this part at the bottom. And I had said my hope was that I could get the 3 sunflower clusters and maybe another word. And I did. So I got the 3 sunflowers I pulled up the stems and added their leaves, and then I was able to add hold and the little doodads on the side. So I got a lot done in a week. And so the next time I just have Rise and Shine and then the big sunflower that's peeking over. So we'll see how much. Maybe I'll get it finished and off my wheel, because this is another one that's been there a while. That's why it's so exciting to know that I found something that's working for me and I'm actually getting things done that I love. Don't know why I didn't stitch them last time. All right, the next thing I was working on is Handson Design, Let's Talk Summer. That's this one. And last time I saw you, I had Make a Splash, Road Trip, and the Woody Truck. And so this time I was able to get the barbecue and the lightning bugs, s'mores, watermelon, daisies, and then there's one more daisy that comes up through the S, but I didn't get that far. But I'm at least halfway now, so I'm almost done with this. My hope is that I will have it finished by the end of summer. And that way it'll be ready. I can get it framed and up for next year. All right. I'd like to do all 4 of them. Now, I don't know if I'll start the next one after this one, but at least I'll have one done. All right. The next thing I worked on is Ebenezer's Christmas by Erica Michaels. And I'm doing the lighter version. This one's done on gauze, and so you have to stitch the background. And I was like, no, I'll buy fabric that's that color. So I'm stitching it without the background stitched. And the last time I came to you, I'd finished the carolers. And so I went up and I did this little band here. I love it, it's so pretty. This is a fun stitch. I'm hoping to get back to it during December. If I don't finish it, that's okay. There's always another year. But I do like stitching on it. It's a lot of fun. All right, and the next one is a freebie you can get. I think this is a Handson Design video. I feel like a lot of my projects are hers this time around. But this one is a freebie. You can get it on her site. It's called Summer Breeze. You see it? It's a little summer pillow. And here's my progress on it. I shocked my husband. He said, wow, that's a really bright one. You don't usually stitch such bright colors. And I told him, I know, but look at that green. I just think it's so pretty. And I think it'll be a fun, cheerful piece to put on display in the month of August. So I'll keep working on it. We'll see how far I get. I do like that one. It's kind of like a easy stitch. I don't feel like it's struggling at all, and it goes pretty quick. Just watching TV and stitching, I like that. All right. And then my next one I'm working on, let me get a sip of water. I'm working on the girls at Grand Central Quilt and Stitch are going to be doing a sale, and I found out about it as I was actually stitching on this project. And I said, well, look, I'm already started. So I said, I'm gonna join along with you and get a head start. So, because they're starting this month, and of course I'm going back to work, so I'm not gonna get as much things finished as I normally do. So I thought I'll get a head start before I go back, and that way, hopefully I'll stay caught up with them. And that's for Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. Here's my working copy. And I am working on what I like to call, in a loving manner, I don't hate this, so please don't take me wrong, but I like to call it the Octopus Rose because it feels like this ginormous rose with all these octopus arms sticking out. Do you see what I mean? So when I came to you last time, I had this part complete along with this flower over here and these little pieces here. So when I picked it up again, I got the other leaves all in there, and then I started the last of the roses. There's a couple of little buds right here, but I'm hoping over the next 3 days that I can get the rest of the pot done. This is like a whole page, you guys. That's a lot of stitching. So if I can get this page done and then I put it down and they start, I won't feel like I'm so far behind I can't keep up with them. And to me, this is a very daunting one where I'm looking forward to the rest of the pattern. But I know overall the entire piece is going to be gorgeous, and that's why I'm happy to be stitching it. So she's so pretty. That's where I am on that one. And then this next one, I am making a few changes. I am stitching Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers, and I am not a jackrabbit hater. I say that because my friend Michelle's been teasing me. I don't want to have the rabbit in mine. It kind of reminds me, every time I look at it, all I can hear is, and the cow jumped over the moon. That's honestly what I hear when I see this. So I don't want him, but I know that the flag and that the poppies represent remembrance, and I do want both of those. So what I decided is I can't have a floating flag just there. I could move the flag down here, but then that would mean losing the poppies, and I didn't want to lose them because I do like how the leaves branch out and then you have the poppies there. So let me show you what I did. I went ahead and I stitched the outside part of the roof, and then I made the inside the flag. So the flag, like as if it was sitting on the roof, which I've seen here. I've gone through people's homes during like July, passed by their houses, and they have like a giant flag on their roof. So that's what gave me the idea. And then what I'm going to do is in the part where the rabbit is, I'll still stitch the whole moon, and then over here I will add another poppy so that it doesn't look sparse. And I like the change that I've made. I'm very happy about it. And but I wanted you to know I'm not a rabbit hater. I like bunnies. I like critters and things. I can't stop hearing the cow jumped over the moon when I see those. So taking it out will make me much happier. All right. And then the same ladies at the stitch shop, the stitch store got in an order, and the lady that puts out all the inventory had said, oh, here's some new Teresa Kogut. And it ended up at a 6 copies of this chart. 5 of us wanted it, so we decided to do a sale for it too. And so I'm talking about No Place Like Home by Teresa Kogut. Sorry about the glare. And the goal was to start it on Saturday the 26th, yes. But I started on Friday the 25th because they were going to start stitching it all together at the shop. But that day was my father-in-law's funeral, and so I did it on Friday and just sent here's my start, and so that way they know I still want to be with them in the stitch along, but I just couldn't do it on that day. So here's my start. I was able to get, when I sent them the picture, I just sent the door, and then I started on the mortar, and I've got 4 windows in. I'm coming over here doing the mortar, and then I'll get those windows in. So I think I'll have the house done pretty quickly. And for being a brick house, I really feel like this one's going a lot faster than like when I was stitching Santa Stops Here or one of the other Teresa Kogut houses that I've stitched. They took a lot longer, and this one seems to be going faster. So we'll see how far I get on that one. And then I'm super excited about fall stitching and doing Halloween stitching. So I had 2 starts yesterday, and I'm going to do another one today or tomorrow. And what I'm referring to is my friend, same friend, was stitching another Blackbird, and then I was like, wait, I want that one. She said, well, this one's out of print too. And she said, but I will loan you my pattern. And so I made a working copy so I don't mess up her pattern. And it is the Blackboard Sampler. And it says, the Blackbird represents all that's creative in nature. And so this one I'm going to do a little bit of changes to. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do this border. I'm going to take that off. And then right here where Barbara Adams and her year that she stitched it is, I'm taking that off, and I think I'm going to take this motif and make 4 of them across. I counted out the stitches so it will fit there. So I think I'm going to put 4 of them, and then I'll do the bird. So that's my plan for that one. And since it was a new start yesterday, I only got the word Blackbird finished. That's all I got done on it. Oops. Blackbird. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping to, this one and the previous one that I showed you at the beginning that's finished are approximately, they seem to be about the same size. So I'm going to frame them and hang them together. Super excited about this. All right. And my other new start comes from Winds of Autumn by Blackboard Designs. And I am going to do Spell of the Moon, which is this one. I'm sure you've seen it before. I think everybody except me have stitched it, but I've always wanted to stitch it. And I bought some, I think it's Wabi Sabi, and then is the Dyers, I think, but it's called Jean Jacket. And so it's like this really pretty gray blue color. So I started last night and started the tree. And I'll just keep moving on that one. I want to have some Halloween pillows because I have lots of Halloween decor and lots of Halloween ornaments for my tree, but I don't have any pillows. So I thought I'll do some Halloween stitching and make small pillows so I can add those to my Halloween displays. And so that is what I've been stitching. So if you don't want to hear about my life updates, I understand. I do want to ask before you go, if you'll just wait for a minute, I have a little donation thing I want to ask you about. Please don't feel obligated, but if you're able to, I would love it. I have a Clear the List. School starts back on the 11th. And Clear the List is a place you can go online if you'd like to donate to any teacher. It doesn't have to be me, but you could go to Clear the List. You can Google that. It'll take you to a page, and then you put in the city and state of where, and then even, I think some place you can also list the school, and it'll pop up all the teachers that are in that area. And you can look for a teacher you know, or maybe a teacher one of your children or grandchildren are going to have. And you can click on their list, and then you choose something, you purchase it, and it gets mailed right to the teacher. And you can even include a little gift note letting them know who sent it and wishing them well on their new school year. Now, I do one every year. I have been super blessed by so many people. And I posted it on my Instagram a week ago, and I didn't announce it on my Flosstube because I hadn't done one yet. So I'm announcing it. I have Clear the List. I will link it below if you'd like to donate. I did already receive a couple donations, and if you were one of those people, thank you so much. I'm truly appreciative and grateful for your kindness and generosity, and I know my students are going to love them too. One thing I do about my list is I try to make my items on there, most of them are things that we can use year after year, and that way you're not just supporting the current class, but you're supporting future classes too. And so in my classroom, I try to make learning fun. We play lots of games that meet all the standards I have to introduce, and so it gives the kids a fun way of learning, and they don't hate it. They look forward to playing a new game each time. So if you are able to, please know that I'd be truly grateful for a donation. If you are like, well, I didn't know, maybe my child's teacher has one, go to clearyourlist.com, look it up under Google, and you'll find it. And I know that they'll be appreciative too. All right, and so next up is life updates. If you're not sticking around, I understand. I'll see you next time. But since I saw you last, I've been quite busy. Let's see. We had my father's funeral, and I know that's sad, and I try to keep my channel positive, but it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony that we had. Wonderful presentation. My son got to be one of the pallbearers, and he released some doves, which that was a lot of fun to see. It was a beautiful thing, and we got to see lots of family, spend time with them. That was wonderful. It was a great send-off for my father-in-law, and I know if he's watching us, he was probably touched by all the love. And then, let's see, then my daughter Marissa, she got her braces off, and if you've been following me, I had shared that she had a special procedure she had to have done in order for a tooth to come down. It turned out she needed two. this entire procedure ended up, with braces, ended up costing our family $14,000, which I didn't know how we were going to do it, but we did. And here we are at the end of it. She got her braces off, and her teeth are beautiful. Her smile is beautiful. And now her personality is coming back out and shining again. She became quite an introvert for many years because of the problem. And to see her come out and be so happy and ready to shine just blesses my heart so many times over. And so we got to celebrate that with her. And then let's see, we had to go clothes shopping, and girls shopping is tough. I have never been a shopper. I don't enjoy it. I go there, get what I have to get, and get out. But one day we went shopping, and we went to 8 stores, and she didn't find one thing. My Cassandra could not find one item. Marissa had already found everything but 2 things, and so later we went out again, and she was able to find several outfits. And the key trick to it was, when she wasn't sure how it would look, I just grabbed it and I picked like a pair of pants that I thought would coordinate really nicely. And I told her, look, just go in the dressing room and try it on. See the whole picture before you say, you don't know. And it worked, because she put it on, and the cute little girl that I thought she would look like if she wore that she saw for herself. So she found clothes. Yay, I'm so excited. And then her twin found 2 more items that she'd been looking for. So I have 2 happy girls ready to start school. We went to their registration, got them ready for school, got their books, made sure they had the classes that they wanted, and now we're just waiting for the first day of school. I think we still have shoe shopping, but I think I might put my husband in charge of that. We'll see. And then my son, Trevor, we went to the college. They had an open house, and we got to go down there and walk around the campus, find out where his classes were. They had some really great clubs you could join. Of course, my son's very introverted, and so he was like, I just want to get out of here. Do we have to be here? And we had to get his ID, so we got that. We did go, they had like this really cool bingo thing. You go around to all these different places and they stamp it. At the end, you can turn it in for a chance to win some tickets to a Dodgers game. Well, we didn't get to go to all the places because my son was very impatient. But we did go to this one place, and I thought I would tell you about it because I thought it was so cool. It was called a makerspace, and the teacher there said he has the makerspace open from 8 to 5 every day. And you can go in, and he has a 3D machine, and he has a wood engraver, so you can engrave different designs on some pieces of wood there and paint them or color them. He had some different craft activities you could make, and it's all free. So if you're at school and you have a class at 10 and then you get done and your next class not till 2 and you don't really want to leave, you can go in the makerspace in a comfortable environment, sit down and make something and just relax. And then you get to take it home with you. And all of that's free. They don't even ask you to pay for anything. So I thought that was really cool. I think they have some other digital things too where you can make like digital art as well. But he was telling my son, yeah, come on out. We'd love to see you. And then we leave. My son's like, I probably will never go there. And I was like, well, I wish I could come because I would go there every day. But so I thought that was cool. He had a great time. And then other than that, school's starting on Thursday. Well, school starts on Monday the 11th, but I have to return on Thursday. We have our kindergarten meet and greet where I get to meet my new group of students. And so I have a new student teacher coming. She also starts on the first day of school. So I'm going to go in Monday and Tuesday, maybe part of Wednesday, and get some of the work that I want to get done without interruptions. Because Thursday, when everyone's back, they're going around giving you hugs and welcoming you back and asking about your summer. And it's our prep day, and we have meet and greet the very next day. So I always feel like I don't want to be rude, so I just stay and talk with everybody, and then I end up being at the school until 9 or 10 o'clock at night trying to get ready. So instead of doing that, I try to come a couple of days before when no one else is there, and I get some stuff done so that on Thursday I can be just as welcoming and friendly and kind as everybody else and not be stressed about getting ready for school. So that's my plans. Other than that, I have some model stitching coming to me. I think that's it. I don't think I have any. Oh, I do want to tell you something. If you're a woman and you have previously been married and you don't have that marriage certificate and you don't have a real ID, it's a process. I'm just going to tell you that I'm on my second marriage. After this is no more. This is it. And this one's been sticking. It's almost 20 years this year. So, but I shredded my previous marriage certificate. I didn't know you need to save it. I didn't know what you would ever use it for. And the California, or not California, but the real ID, if your name changed, you have to show a trail of all the name changes. And so I had to request it, and then the state of California couldn't find it. They sent me a letter saying from the year 1905 to the present, there is no record of my previous marriage. And I was like, well, I got divorced, so there has to have been a marriage. So it turns out that I went down to the county clerk's office and where I got married. I didn't get married there, but the county that I got married in. And somehow it was listed as confidential. I never signed up for a confidential marriage, so I don't know how that happened, but apparently if you have a confidential marriage, nobody but the county can access it, and nobody can request it other than you and the person that you married, not even your children. So that's why the vital records in California couldn't find it. So I have it now. I can go get my real ID, so that's all positive. But if you have it and you need a real ID because you're going to be traveling, which is exactly why I needed to get one, I would start now. Don't wait up to then, because if any kind of glitch like this happens, I started the process in April, and here we are in August, and I barely finally have it. So I just want to warn you ahead of time, because us ladies, you know, unfortunately men don't have to do this. This is something we have to do. And if you're like me and shredded it because you're like, I'm done with that marriage, then you might want to go start the process before you need that real ID. So I just want to warn you. Other than that, I hope that you guys are happy, safe, and healthy. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm going to try to come back in a week, but if I don't, remember that I'm starting school, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. But I hope that you're blessed, and I'll see you soon. Happy stitching, friends. Bye. Hello, friends. It's Sandy. I want to show you how I ordered my art to frame for my piece. So what you're looking at right now is the piece I plan to frame, and it's called Their Song, and it's by Blackboard. And I'm finished with it. And so I went through and I measured the width and I measured the height so I could get that amount. I thought about how much I want showing on the sides. I added that. And I know there's 1/4 of an inch of lip on the frame that will cover up part of my space. So I have to include that. So my overall measurement when I was done that I need is 8 by 9 1/4. So let me show you how I go about using the online website for framing. So what I did is I am going to show you, let me turn off this little bit of a light so it doesn't bother you, but I typed in art to frame, okay, and I am going to pull up art to frame. Here it is. Now, when you get here, you can choose to search by frame sizes. You can click on frames here. There's a whole bunch of different options. And up here, I know that I want a black frame. So I start out by typing in black frame and searching. So those will pop up. And here we go. All right. So I search through all the frames and figure out what frame do I want. And I'm just gonna pick any old frame here. They come in various prices. The prices change by how you, what information you put in, for example. So let's say I was gonna do this standard frame here, this black. Okay, so you click on that. And then after you choose your frame, now you're gonna come to put in your details to find out. So the first thing is you're gonna put your measurement right here, like what size you need it to be. So mine is gonna be an 8 by 9. So I just have to change the height because I want mine to be 9 1/4. So I'm gonna put 9.25. Okay, I'm gonna update that. Okay, so now it's set for the size I want. Now, when you're done doing that, you're gonna go down to these different options, okay? And I'm not having any, I don't want a matte. So if I was doing this, I would go in here and I could click remove all mattes because I don't want a matte, I just wanted the frame. And then I have these other options down here, okay? So the thing that was tricky about the glass is you only see 3 options here. I don't want glass, so what I did is I clicked view all, and down here you can see there's different options for glass. I'll show you, see? Those are all the different types that you could order. I didn't want any, so I clicked no glass. And so then mounting hardware, you can choose to edit that. You can do sawtooth hanger, which is what I prefer, but you can also do wire nails and hooks if you want to do that too. You can choose which one. I'm going to keep the one that's already there. And then the backing, I like to pin and then lace my pieces. So I want, since it's already fitting the frame exactly when you get it, I'm going to choose the acid-free backing. And it's the foam board, it's acid free. Okay, I'm going to select that. Okay, and then down here you can choose what kind of joints you want to be, the regular joints, or they have the easy joints. That one's for flat shipping. I like the regular joints, so I'm going to leave them. So then what happens is, as you can see, now my frame has dropped down. Before it was like $27. Now it's only $13.64, and I'm ready to order it. One thing to be aware of is that you can view more of the details about your frame down here. It'll give you information all about your framing. If you go to the pictures, it also will show you different things about your frame here, so don't forget to look at that. Including like there, it gives you the width and everything. Some of them will give you more details about your frame, but that's how I picked out my frame. Finding the no glass was hard the first time out, and somebody had asked me to show how I did that part, and then you just add to cart. Now the good thing about Art to Frame is they will give a coupons and things throughout your business with them. So like I just recently had ordered 2 frames and I just got an email for 15% off. So they do have sales. Sometimes they have free shipping, and also they will send discounts. Other thing to keep in mind is that when you're ordering your frame, like right now I picked one that's $13.64 and I would add it to my cart, but framing, so I'm going to add it into the cart. And then I'm going to view my cart so I can show you. And you can see that it told the finished size as well, what my finished frame will be. But anyhow, oh, here's one of the other. If you order just one frame, then it'll have a price for shipping when you get to the end. And so I'm going to see if I can show you. So right here, my shipping was $14.95, but I don't want this one. So I'm going to get rid of this one. That's from last time. And then what I wanted to show you is that the shipping price for one frame seems like a lot. It's just a lot cheaper to buy 2 frames because then you only have to pay for not as much shipping. So you can see my shipping for one frame is only $10.95. So it's a good idea to buy more than one at one time. Then you pay less shipping unless you have a free shipping from the company itself. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy finding your frames. Just remember when it arrives all packaged up, take it out, wipe it down with a cloth just in case there's any residue on it before taking it to your piece. Good luck and have fun framing your pieces. Bye.